The entrance to the Holtville Cemetery is lush with green grass and trees. But walk 100 feet past the pretty headstones. In the back corner is a sad reminder of the men, women, and children who died while making the long and illegal trek into the United States. Nearly 200 bodies rest here now. Most of the makeshift headstones bear the words Jane or John Doe because the coroner could not identify them.
We usually have some sort of a ceremony to commemorate their lives and their deaths.
Leaving white wooden crosses with the words No olvidado, you are not forgotten. They also left little clay jars with water as a symbol of what could have spared the victims' lives. Now that symbol of water is a reality for the hundreds of migrants still crossing the desert at great risk.
Okay, that's good for starters. We'll come back.
2 years ago, John Hunter started bringing water to the desert to help those in need.
We're here purely because they're people. We don't care who they are. They happen to be Homo sapiens. I like the flag raising part.
The concept is simple. They mark each station with a flag that's easy to see from far away.
This is going to be a rocky one.
This is the hard part. Planting the flagpoles in the hard soil to secure them in the hot desert wind.
Toss them in there. Okay.
Today they're setting up about 30 stations. By the end of the summer, they expect to have over 300.
Well, I just noticed there were a lot of people dying out here. And it's within 100 miles of my backyard, so I consider it part of my responsibility.
Last year, a group of migrants was rescued in the desert near Yuma. 14 died.
I'm ready for this stuff.
Hunter might seem an unlikely supporter of anything related to immigrant life, considering his brother is conservative Congressman Duncan Hunter.
We do, actually. Duncan and I get along very well on this topic because he's a very good-hearted person, and no one wants to see these folks die.
And we're going to put the water in here.
Politics aside, Hunter urged others to get involved.
That's too much water.
People like Enrique Morones responded.
Regardless of our views on various issues, all we want to do is save people's lives. It's a humanitarian effort.
The volunteers come from all walks of life, different ages, races, and religions. And they share very different stories about why they came out to the desert in the first place. 20 years ago, Felipe Curiel Rivera crossed into the U.S. illegally from Mexico and says he felt compelled to help.
When I came, times were different. It was easier to cross, but not now. That's why I'm helping out here to do whatever I can.
Carlos Ayala, a 23-year-old San Diego State student, says he came aboard after his Chicano studies professor offered credit in exchange for performing community service.
You're doing good. You're doing excellent.
But Ayala's motivation goes beyond that. Carlos says his dad came to the U.S. illegally too 50 years ago.
I think it's a shame that people have to die in order to come over here and give their children a better life.
Nominate her for Rookie of the Year.
That's great.
Erica Schickel set out to fulfill her community service for class. One day out in the desert, she says, changed her thinking.
I don't know, a lot of people are dying crossing the border. You know it goes on, but it's not publicized, it's not talked about. Before this class, I didn't know.
Later in the week, Erica and Carlos tell their classmates about the experience.
So understanding why they're forced and wanting to come to the United States is important.
Well, we just found an ID.
Reality hits home when the volunteers find a Mexican voter ID card belonging to a man from Oaxaca.
It's a sad reminder that people are crossing this desert and people are dying every day. And hopefully this gentleman made it to wherever he was going, and most importantly, that he's alive.
But they will always wonder whether or not he is one of the unidentified buried back in Holtville.